Good morning, friends of Federated Church. It is my prayer that you are doing well. You are deeply missed, but I'm thankful that we can stay in contact in a number of different ways. The Fireside chats each week is one of those ways, and I'm most grateful for this opportunity. Today, I'd like to just say a word of deep thanks to those who are serving as first responders, those who are medical personnel, all of those that are on the front lines and are caring for us in such extraordinary ways. And a very special thanks to those in our congregation who are doing so. People like Laura Marie Williams and Jim Rawlings, Lynette Viviano, Christopher Thomas, Lynn Harshman, Marianne Fair, and so many of the rest of you that I give thanks for and pray that you are safe and well, and I hope that you understand how deeply appreciative we are of your efforts. I had something quite different planned this morning to speak to you about, and I received an email from my good friend Sue Eiler, and she sent me an article written by John Pavlovitz that just speaks so beautifully to the moment that we are facing together that I would like to read that article to you as our chat this morning. John Pavlovitz writes, "The President said that he wants all churches to be open by Easter. That is not necessary. The church has never had anything to do with geography. It was never a building, never a fixed physical location you visited for an hour on Sunday. That's far too small a space to fit the vast and sprawling life it produces. The church has always been the people who gather together to do the work of compassion and mercy and justice, regardless of where and when they gather. They are living, breathing, animated sanctuaries who house divinity. In these terrifying, draining, disorienting moments, the church is doing what it is always supposed to do. Exhausted health workers are on the front lines, boldly living out sacrificial love to strangers. Courageous first responders are daily placing themselves in harm's way to care for their neighbors as they care for themselves. Grocery store employees are working tirelessly to fill every emptying shelf so that hungry people can have their daily bread. Faith communities, nonprofits, and charities are rallying people and marshaling resources and redirecting energies to continue to love the least of these. Heroic teachers are feverishly finding creative ways to shepherd well the children in their care without physical proximity. Emotionally and physically drained parents are contending with a swirling storm of fierce worries and unabated terrors, while being a calm, steady, gentle reminder to their children that they are beloved and they need not fear. These are not all people of faith, but many of them are. And those people are being the church now as much as ever with the embodied hymns of and exhaled prayers and walking sermons that rise up to the brutal trenches of this life when the compassionate love of Jesus is incarnated in their work and their words. These things cannot be relegated to one place for 1 hour. They are the expansive, holy ground of hospital rooms and store aisles and makeshift closet computer workspaces and dining room tables and wooded paths. They are the tiny yet mighty acts of goodness that no worship service can create or contain. Whatever the work of Jesus was and is, doesn't require permission to begin. And it is not beholden to any politician's decree. It is not waiting quietly in a building to be unlocked and unleashed, which is the greatest news for people of faith and morality and conscience, who feel burdened to heal and feed and encourage and unite. And that is happening in these very moments. And that's the beautiful truth of these dark days. Even in the middle of a terrifying pandemic, even when schedules are interrupted, even when chaos is ever present, even when people are scattered, even when buildings filled with chairs and pews and classrooms are closed, the church is still the church, and love is still love. Every day is Easter for those who are willing to see it. There's always life breaking through, always restoration happening, always resurrection taking place, always glorious rebirth happening, always miracles in our midst. If people who claim Christianity really want to care for our neighbors, and we're really committed to loving the least, and we're truly burdened to heal the wounds of the world, we'll keep the religious buildings closed for as long as the doctors and scientists tell us to. We won't worry about timetables or deadlines because they are of little use. The church does not need to be open by Easter. The church is already open. Hallelujah and amen. Again, my thanks to Sue Eiler and to John Pavlovich for these inspiring and meaningful words. It is my prayer that you will be touched by the Spirit of God and you will find your sense of peace and wholeness in Him. God's kindest blessings be with you this day and always. Amen.